Welcome back. It is 1506, second half of the decade. Let's do it. In the last one, Tobias became a teenager. Really excited about him. He rolled to be clumsy. Isla got on Kennedy's good side. Gabriel started making, not jewelry yet, but like he started gem cutting. And Cassandra is having problems with Serdic's behavior out in public. Lionel also got all of his skills mastered as a toddler. Very excited about all of that. This year we only have one birthday, and it is Randolph Landgrab II. So let's roll for him. He's the current Baron of the Landgrab family. He needs to get at least an 8. Let's roll. He did. These Randolphs have, like, his dad lived for a super long time. He's living for a super long time. I mean, they must have good genes. Randolph. That's not how you spell it. Randolph Landgrab. Honestly, I was kind of hoping he would die, but the only reason for that is because, hold on, Randolph. The reason for that is because then Albert could become the Baron. I don't know. I thought that would be fun, but maybe we should keep his dad alive for a little longer. He's got 3 kids there. They're all teenagers now, though. And I realized that this is kind of yellowy, but it's like white with like a gold overlay, so I thought it was okay, but whatever. Anyway, that's it. There is nothing else going on. Let's get back into our personal drama. Alrighty, so here we are in the household, and we are going to just having Mortimer get the mail there. The gardener is here for our crystal tree, which is growing very, very slowly, but that's okay. We are having Gabriel do the crystal cutting right now. He's gonna like slowly get into everything, you know, like I don't want to have him just automatically doing everything. So what he is doing is right now we're gonna work our way through like all of the crystals, and he's learning about each crystal and each cut and really honing his skills here. So we're not going to start in on the jewelry making yet. Right now he's just getting these beautiful gems from his mine, and he is cutting them and learning about them, and of course gifting them to the Crown Prince Henry. So there's that. And then Cassandra is going to host another charity event. Of course, she is going to include Serdic. And honestly, the turnout for this one was not good. Like, we did not have a good turnout for this event, which was kind of a bummer for Cassandra. And of course, Serdic did not show up, even though I really did invite him. It's probably because he's a teenager and it's a school day. But anyway, so he did not show up. She was really bumming about it. She has continued to hear rumors about what he has been doing, you know, him gallivanting around and just kind of generally doing whatever he wants without a care for the fact that he is betrothed to her, and it's really depressing for her. But who did come to the charity event, but who didn't, and I had to force them to come here, and then they kept trying to leave, and so I kept trying to force them, and I really honestly should just cancel school for everybody all the time. But anyway, is Herr Leifer here. So Herr Leifer Gamal, please forgive me if I'm not saying this right. Yes, he keeps trying to leave. But anyway, he has a big fat crush on Cassandra. So he is totally interested in her. I mean, obviously he knows that she is engaged and everything, but he just has this crush and he can't help it. So when she, you know, asks his family to come to her charity event, he's like, absolutely, I'll be there 100%. Like, he understands. He's actually a little bit younger than her too, so I think that he has this cute little crush, and he wants to continue to see her. So he's going to come here and see her, and she is going to be really grateful that he came, and you know, she's so nice and all of that stuff. She is, you know, of course, our Cassandra is lovely, and you know, everybody loves her, and so she dropped her handkerchief, and he picked it up, and you know, he's feeling so flirty right now, but she is just being friendly with him. Obviously, she's not the type of person to flirt with anyone else, especially when she's betrothed. And so even though Serdic is acting like a total jerk, she is still going to keep things in the friendly sphere here. She is not going to step into the flirty one. So, but that doesn't mean that they can't be good friends and they can't get closer and you know, be cordial with each other. And then as they're talking, I think that, so she gets a crush on him. She gets a crush on him. And I think that really, it's not that she's like a crush on him, but I think that it's more like she is feeling neglected by Serdic. She is feeling, you know, this lack of attention and lack of care towards her. And so he just comes over here, Hair Lifer, and he just is so kind and wonderful and deferential to her. And she is just really happy by that, right? Like she can't believe it. And she is just feeling good. And I think that part of her starts to see him in a different light because she's like, wow, like the guy who's supposed to be treating me so well, like above everyone else, isn't treating me the way I want to be treated. But then this guy is. Like, of course she's going to have some feelings about that. Anyway, so we know that Gabriel needs to get 4 more romantic relationships. And unfortunately for Kennedy, the next one is with her. So Kennedy is the next person that Gabriel is going to start flirting with. Of course, you know, he is amongst a charity event, so he is not going to be, you know, acting too crazy. So he is just going to act very proper with her and everything, but that doesn't mean that they can't get their romance up. You know, he actually is a very eligible bachelor. Like it's easy for him to get people to be romantic with him because he is, you know, going to be the future Viscount and he is in really good shape. Oh, and okay, so I forgot to tell you guys. I have been reading the Bridgerton books. Like, I finally bit the bullet and I started reading the books like only a few days ago and I'm already on book 4. But like, I think I've been reading them for like a week and I'm on book 4. So there's that. But yeah, so I have been reading about, and of course, like we talk about some of the questions I have regarding titles and all this other stuff. And so as I'm reading the book, I feel like I am learning some things about that kind of stuff. And, you know, I look into it and I start Googling things and all of that stuff. So one thing that I did learn is that, so when someone has 2 titles, so like Mortimer has a Viscount title and a Baron title, and so he has those 2 titles, and so he goes by the higher ranking title. So he goes by, you know, Viscount Mortimer Larkin. And what would happen is his heirs, you know, so say he had, okay, so first off, he has a Baron title as well. So technically Gabriel would be called Baron Gabriel Larkin because he is, that's like his courtesy title, is that he gets to be called by the second title of his father. And if, you know, say that he had another title, then Gabriel would use the next ranking one, and then Tobias, as a courtesy title, would use the one after that. So I thought that that's really interesting. So Gabriel would actually go by Baron right now. And I think that, honestly, it doesn't really matter if Tobias inherits any titles or not, because he, you know, we know that he's not going to have any children, so it doesn't really matter. So I think for right now, we'll keep them both with Gabriel. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. It doesn't really matter, but I do like the idea of Gabriel being presented as Baron Larkin, even though potentially Mortimer would give away that title. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. And honestly, like, I know that I'm totally reading all the comments and I love everybody's suggestions, but I don't think Gabriel would give up any of his titles to anyone. Like, I think that if the title came back from Tobias to Gabriel, Gabriel's not giving it to Lionel. He's not giving up his stuff. Like, he's mean. So I don't think he would do that. We can kind of think about what we would do with the Baron title some more. I'm gonna continue to think about it, but yeah, I just thought that was really interesting that Gabriel would technically be called Baron right now. He's not a Baron, but that would be his courtesy title. So that I learned in Bridgerton book 1, because Simon, before his father died, was called an Earl, even though we knew that he's the future Duke. So that was really interesting to me. I was confused about that at first, and it became really interesting. So I'm glad that I looked into it. So also we know that obviously land and stuff can be given to different children. But yes, the majority should go to the eldest son because that's to kind of keep the family line going. I don't know. Anyway, we'll think about it. Moving on. Tobias is going to meet some ladies today because he is now out in society and he is going to definitely be working hard on trying to find a wife. And we know that he's a geek and everything. And unfortunately for us, right now we only have like 3 eligible ladies because he's not going to go after the same ladies that Gabriel's going after. He's just not going to do that. So he is going, 2 of them we've had in the game for a while, and they are much, much older than him, so they're really not very good options at all. And one of them, of course, is Isabel here, and then Islay, who was an option for Mortimer. Like, his father was maybe going to marry one of these ladies, so it wouldn't be that he would marry them, but he is going to introduce himself to the unmarried ladies. I am going to add some more of your Sims into the game so that we can, have more options for him. But one of the Sim families here that we did add is Verena here. She is super sweet, honestly. Like, she looks like she is such a nice person. Like, she's just got one of those faces. And they both have good first impressions of each other, which I think is really nice. So that's really good that they both have good first impressions of each other. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm going to have them dance together. Right now she is the most eligible lady for him. I mean, he's not going to go after like Kennedy when Gabriel is, been romancing her. And not only that, but like, especially because we're not sure if Tobias is even going to get a title. The daughter of a marquis is kind of looking for someone with a title, right? Like, she doesn't want, I mean, I don't think that Kennedy is the type to get hung up over that stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm sure that her family is pushing her towards better matches than the second son. So there's that. Anyway, we are going to also do Talk Like a Pirate Day stuff. I thought that would kind of be fun. So since it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, we're going to be chatting with everyone. So Mortimer was chatting with Eleanor, and then we're going to have Siobhan come talk to William, just because I was like, okay, Siobhan would only be associating with like the titled people, and honestly, we can't really talk very well to the royal family, so I was like, okay, she'll come talk to an earl, but then after that, I was like, you know what, she would come talk to her daughter, right? So I think that Siobhan is going to be talking with Isla. The ladies have retreated to a drawing room and are just kind of relaxing and all of that. So they are having a good time there and just enjoying everything. So I'm excited about that. And then we have her chatting with, so Siobhan and Isla are chatting, and Isla is kind of, annoyed with her mother because her mother is, of course, talking more and more about marriage and all this stuff. And she's like, Mom, you ruined my engagement. You're the one who did this, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you can't act like this towards me when you are the one who caused the problems. But I actually love that all the ladies are just like hanging out together in this room. Like, I think that is so fun. So anyway, we're just having them all hang out, and then Cassandra is going to be chatting with Quail, which I think is so funny that Cassandra and Quail have been so close, like, for so long, but that's okay. So they are going to do Talk Like a Pirate Day together. Cassandra is so they're having like a negative interaction. Maybe Quail is telling Cassandra that she's heard some things about Cerdic and, all this stuff. And Cassandra is just so over Cerdic right now. She is so mad that he has been treating her so poorly and then acting unbefitting of his station and all that stuff. So that's just really frustrating for her. And then we're going to have the boys chat with each other. Kind of, Gabriel's probably ribbing Tobias about like, oh, what did you think of the ladies? And like, I bet I could get any lady I wanted. You like Verena? Well, maybe I'll flirt with her, or like, I don't know. Gabriel's being a jerk because Gabriel is a jerk. So there's that. And then we have little Eleanor, who is just chatting with different people at the party. I mean, we are related to Grace. Like, Grace is her aunt, so there's no reason why she shouldn't be able to chat with her and her husband. So everybody did really well with Talk Like a Pirate Day. And we're all good there. So let's head home. But yes, you guys, the Bridgerton books, they are so much better than I thought they were. Like, I started it and I was like, wow. Because honestly, it's not really my genre, which is weird because, like, from what you've seen of me, you would think it would be. But, like, it just didn't feel like the books didn't feel full. Like, the world didn't feel full. There wasn't a lot of, like, there wasn't any side stories or anything, like side plots or whatever. But as I got into it, I was like, okay, these are quick reads, they're digestible, they're fun, and I actually really enjoyed it. So I'm on book 4, and I'm trying to finish book 4 by the time the next season comes out, because that book 4 is Colin's book. So anyway, I am learning things. Like, I learned about like dowager things, so that was interesting to me. So like, when Mortimer dies, because he is older than Siobhan, so when he dies, if he dies before her, barring any weird roles, she is entitled to 1/3 of the income of his estate until she dies. Isn't that really interesting? So I get it. Like, it totally makes sense that would be a thing, because I'm sure that people have tried to screw over widows. And so there are rules in place about that kind of stuff. And obviously you wouldn't have very much luck if your husband didn't have an income that would go after his death. But so she wouldn't be entitled to 1/3 of the estate until she dies, but she can't pass that on to anyone. But she can keep her dowry as well, and then also she has the ability to pass that on to any children that she has. So she could pass it on to Lionel or Isla, her dowry. Although we didn't even take a dowry from her. Anyway, Cassandra completed the aspiration. But yes, so we'll see what happens with Siobhan when Mortimer passes away. But yes, I mean, Lionel is going to be the 3rd son, so he does need, of course Mortimer is going to provide an estate for him, so he's going to have plenty of money to take care of himself. That was one of the things that I realized about like the Bridgerton books, is that the Bridgertons are really wealthy. Like, the fact that like a 3rd son, a 4th son has enough money to survive off of from his family's estate and doesn't have to like get a real job. Like, that's just so wild to me. So that's what I'm thinking. But anyway, so all of these children are going to be just fine. Anyway, so we're headed out to the castle today, and we're going to be giving the Crown Prince some more jewels. Mortimer is going to, and actually it's really helping their relationship that they are giving each other gifts and stuff. So there's that. And then Isla, so Isla has been getting along better with Kennedy. The family kind of understands that she doesn't really condone what her mother did or any of that stuff. And so because of that, Kennedy has now retracted her disapproval of Isla. And so Heath, who did lose his engagement to Esther because of Siobhan, not very nice, Siobhan, not very nice. But because of that, was looking for a wife again, and he actually did like Isla at first. Like, he did enjoy her until his sister kind of dissuaded him from it. And now that she has said that like it's cool again, and then of course Isla gets a big crush on him, and so basically she's going to come and talk to Heath and be like, look, I'm so sorry about what happened. Like, I assure you, I had nothing to do with it. My mother was, the mastermind between everything, and I didn't want that to happen, and I'm really sorry about it, because I really think Esther is such a great person, and she really didn't deserve that, and I hope you and I can get past, what has happened, and I swear, like, I'm not going to let my mother, you know, get involved in any affairs of mine, and it's going to be very surface level. Like, I'm not going to tell her any family secrets or anything. Like, you really don't have to worry about me. And so Heath is, you know, really reassured by this. And if you remember, he did propose to her once already before everything went down with his sister. And so he has been reassured by both his sister and by Isla that, you know, this actually could be a good match. And so he is going to ask Isla, you know, with Mortimer there, he's going to ask Mortimer if they, you know, for her hand in marriage and all of that stuff. So they are going to be engaged. Her birthday is next year, so we needed to wrap this up. But yes, her birthday is next year, so they needed to get engaged so that they can get married. And Siobhan, of course, is over the moon about the whole thing. She is so happy. She has never been happier in her entire life. She just really wanted her daughter to be able to get a nice title and everything, and so she is just so happy about that. I also noticed Princess Mary aged up early, but anyway, so she is so happy about that. And you know, of course Isla is keeping it cool. She's like, yes mom, like, yes, it's, don't worry, like, you know, I'm great, I'm happy. Like, she's not going to tell her mom about all of the details of the situation, but she is very happy that you know, that she could move forward there with Heath, because, like, she is a snob and she's romantic, and she just, while she's not a bad person, I do think she acknowledges that this is an advantageous match for her, and she absolutely wants to go for it. You know, like, she's not going to be like, oh well, I feel bad for Esther, so I guess I won't, you know, try to marry him. No, of course she's going to try to marry him. Like, why would she, you know, just not go for it? So that's basically what I'm thinking there, is that she is really excited now. So yes, her and Heath are going to get married next year. I'm so excited about that. I think it's going to go really well. Then we're going to just continue to cut gems. It is Sunday evening. You know, that is like the last major plot point, is we're just going to have a little family meeting here between the parents and Isla to talk about, like, wedding stuff and, you know, all this extra stuff. So Siobhan is, of course, so excited. And Mortimer is very happy too. He's very happy that Isla is all set. Of course, I think that if there's a part of him that's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, at least I get to check that box off. Like, she's going to be fine. She's going to be married. Except he is worried about Cerdic and Cassandra. And he's like, what happens if Cerdic, like, falls through? Who am I going to marry Cassandra to? And so I think he is concerned about that. But he's trying not to get too worried about it ahead of time. So anyway, I'm just going through, like, I'm trying to do, like, all the gems and all the different cuts and stuff for Gabriel. But yes, so then we have Tobias working on his homework. Actually, like, literally the second I stopped recording, Tobias actually was able to graduate from high school early. So that's really great for him. And he is all set there now. I do want to send him to university, so I think I might do that off screen, because I think it takes a little while for his acceptance to come in. So it would be better if I just got ahead of it. But yeah, so I'm really excited about all of that. And we are going to now give some makeovers. So we have the Light children. So the Crown Prince, Alphonse Light, and then his sister, Princess Augusta Light, are now toddlers. And then we have Barbetta Smith, the affair child, who is also a toddler. They're all exactly the same age. And then I am going to give Princess Mary a makeover as well, because she, you know, needs one. So I think next year we have Goth birthday. Was it Alexander? Yeah, Alexander Goth the Third is going to age up. Oh my gosh. No way. I didn't even realize Mortimer's birthday is next year. You guys, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous now all of a sudden. Okay, Mortimer's birthday is next year. I know that I was doing all this talking about Dowager and widows and stuff, and now it's just, okay, everything's fine. We're cool. We're cool as a cucumber. Mortimer is going to be fine. Knock on wood. We're going to be okay. And then, yeah, Lionel is the year after that. Okay, yeah, so we're all good. We're all good. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Okay, I'm not going to think about it. Nope. No thinking. No thinking, brain empty. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this part. Let me know if you've read the Bridgerton books, what you thought of them. This is my first time reading like historical romance, so that's a surprise for me. But yeah, let me know what you thought if you read them. Let me know if there's anything that you think we should include in the game. And yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.